Hello and welcome to day 163 in this quest for a 2000 rapid chess rating on chess.com. So before I begin, I just want to mention I haven't done these videos in probably over a month because of the holidays and I wanted to take a break. So I had a request from a subscriber and asked, did I quit? No, I just took a break. So I'm going to start this series back up. So this will be day 163. And I made it to 1700 and just, thought that was a good place to take a break for a while. So back to it. If you're not familiar with this series, I just play a 15-minute game with 10-second increment per move. I think that's what it is. Let me check. Yes. And we'll try and make our way up and see how this new year plays out in the quest for this 2000 rating. All right, let's find an opponent here. All right, I've been using the Jabava London system for white, and then with the black pieces, I'd been using the Caro-Kann against e4. Okay, and so here we go. We'll have the Caro-Kann. All right, interesting choice here. So I guess I will continue in this fashion. Okay, so they capture. It's kind of like an exchange variation here. We could push forward and attack the knight now. That is a possibility. So do we go ahead and do that? We could gain space in the middle of the board maybe. All right, maybe I will do that. Yeah, let's try and attack. I'm not familiar with this variation. So let's see. Well, should we attack right away here? We'd be left with an isolated pawn, maybe. All right, we'll just push forward. Now our bishop is unleashed here. We've kind of blocked in our opponent's bishop, so we've left them with a bad light squared bishop. We have more space in the center. Now they do have a further advanced knight. Okay. Now they might try and push forward here. So what we are going to do is just develop our bishop. Well, we could develop our bishop and attack their knight, maybe. Well, I don't know if I want to do that, because if I take that knight, he'll capture. It does help my backward pawn here, but it'll help him develop his bishop. So we're going to go ahead and attack him. If he captures, then our queen will be able to come out. He'll probably develop his bishop and just pin our knight. But then we can develop our bishop, our bad bishop here. And maybe we'll trade it off. Let's see. And okay, that's interesting. All right. Well, now we can just develop the bishop, but where is best? Do we go here with our bishop? We could attack here deliver a check and then maybe trade off. Maybe that would be, and if he goes here, we could capture, he recaptures, then our bishop will have to retreat. So I'm just going to go here. All right. Okay, now we can castle to the king side. All right, that looks to be the best thing to do. So we'll go ahead and castle. Our opponent castles as well. Now we should probably just bring our other knight up to here. Help protect our pawn. Maybe we go ahead and capture here. Do we develop our bishop here? Then we're adding pressure to his knight. If we capture, he captures with the knight. So I don't know if that achieves much. We'll just develop another piece, bring our knight out. Okay, I was expecting him to do that, play this move at some point. So what should we do about it? If we take, that's just going to help him develop his bishop. So what can we do? We could ignore it. Okay, so maybe we can capture. Well, his bishop can capture. So do we take there? All right, if we're left with an isolated queen pawn, generally you don't want to trade off material, trade off pieces when you have an isolated pawn, because it'll be weaker in the end game. Okay. And if we capture this pawn, it's just going to help him with development. So probably need to bring this other bishop out. But to where? Or we bring out the queen maybe here. I don't know, maybe we need to trade off some material. If we do that, it just helps him develop his other knight though. So maybe I just need to develop this bishop. All right. I got to be careful here. What can we do? What can we do? And I'm just letting the time burn down like crazy on this move. This is not so good. Generally, you want to develop pieces instead of helping your opponent. So I don't want to capture there. But if he captures, my knight will have to capture. Then his bishop can attack it. I'll have to move my bishop again. All right. I'm going to go there. I'm just going to develop. Okay, so he decided to push forward. Now I can go there and line up on his knight. All right. So what next here? What next? I could attack. Oh, but I have to watch out. If I capture, he could attack my bishop, and then my bishop will be trapped. So now my pieces are looking a little uncoordinated. I could push this pawn forward to here to keep his bishop out. Okay. Well, I'm pretty much forced now to just capture. Well, am I really? I could capture with the pawn. I don't know if I want to open that up though. If I capture with the pawn, I would be lined up here. You know, if I could move my king over, get a rook in the game, but I don't think I want to do that. Okay, this is a huge decision here. It would reinforce this pawn here, but I'd have doubled pawns if I could get my king over and get my rook on the half open file. But he's going to develop his bishop with an attack. So then I would have to move. And he might have time to bring his knight in here. So that wouldn't be so good. All right. This is another giant decision-making point in the game. All right. I think I'm going to open the G file up. I mean, enough thinking about it. All right, that probably surprised them. Now, I would imagine he's just going to develop here with an attack. I'm going to have to move my rook here, but that'll give me time to go here with my bishop and attack it. But I'm really going to have to be careful. I need to get the rook back. Oh, and his knight could jump in there. That could be a problem. Okay. Well, I probably want to ignore that move and get my king over here so I can line up on his king. All right, I should ignore that in favor of going here and get my rook lined up on his king. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Okay. We'll go there. Okay. Now I have to figure out how to get this queen developed up so I can connect my rooks. Oh, great. What do I have here? A bad connection? What is this? I'm having a bad connection, it looks like. Okay, so they push forward here. You know, maybe threatening to come forward, attack my knight. Maybe that was just a move so they could move more quickly. If I go here, it'll help his knight, maybe. Okay. Well, what can we do? We pretty much have to keep our queen guarding the bishop, so it looks like I'm kind of forced to bring my queen up. You know, unless I capture. If I do that, then I can bring my queen over here and up this way. So, do we really want to capture here and then, you know, let him bring his knight up here, because then he'll be targeting this. All right, I'm going to just go ahead and take that. We'll knock that out of there. Then I can bring my queen over here and try and line up on his king. And if he captures with his knight, well then that won't be too terrible, because the knight capture, my bishop will be covering these diagonals to keep his knight out. All right, so now just have to watch out for his queen. All right, so we'll go there, try and line up on his king. Okay. All right, we'll go there and threaten a mate in one. Okay, so now what can we do? His knight's doing a good job of stopping our bishop from going anywhere, and now this, you know, what is this knight doing? All right, if we go here, he could take this. We could go here, attacking and counterattacking down through the middle. All right. I am going to attack his queen. I think by going there, if he doesn't trade queens, then I'll be able to check him. He'll have to block with his rook, which will allow me to capture this pawn. And then I'll also be attacking this one. But in the meantime, he'll be able to capture this. I think I'll be all right, though. Ah, he'll be able to go there. He'll be able to go after that. Hmm. Huh. All right. If he takes this, I'll be able to check him. He'll have to block with the rook. And instead of taking the pawn, I could just move right back down here and threaten a mate in one, but he could block that. And he'll have an extra pawn, so maybe I have to go here. But then he'll be able to take this pawn. Okay, well that was interesting. Huh. All right. Well, he's piling up on that. So, I guess we'll just go there. Then what? Hmm. Right, we'll go after that. So he's probably going to go after this. If we give up our bishop, he'll attack here. We can block with our rook here, but then his bishop will be able to come down. Okay, well that is interesting. That is an interesting move there. Huh. Do we go after another pawn? Hmm. Okay. Well, now we can take this pawn. So why not? Why not just go after that? All right. And hopefully I don't run out of time here. Okay. Well, he's threatening a mate in one. If we take, then we go here. Well, then we can just block, but then his bishop will come down. All right. We could just bring ours up right there. Huh. All right, now we're really running out of time. Okay, so if I trade here, he's going to recapture with the queen. I'm going to have to block with the rook here. Then he can bring his bishop down and threaten another mate. So maybe I need to not do that. Just to go here. Now what, though? Huh. Do I have any kind of sacrifice? If I sacrifice a rook, and then if I go there, no, I can't. He'll pin me. Hmm. Man. I don't know. It's looking pretty bad. I think I'm in trouble here because they were able to get an attack in on my king first before I got one in on their king. So probably need to move this pawn up. I don't know. Maybe it would have been better to just capture that knight. Then the queen captures. But then my rook is pinned. Now I'm threatening to capture and then take his bishop. Yeah, so now it's a threat of taking the knight. If the queen captures, at least they're thinking now. Okay, so the threat is to capture here with the knight and then pick off the bishop. Now he could move and just attack my queen. But then what do I do? Do I go here? My queen could end up getting in trouble. So, yeah, maybe he does that. Maybe he'll attack my queen with a rook and then threaten to come over here. Oh my gosh, yeah, that could be dangerous. Okay, so there we go. Um, Man, what do we have left now? What do we have left now? Well, we should probably push this pawn forward. Keep his rook from getting into the game. Hmm. All right. What if we take the bishop, queen recaptures, then the knight is pinned to the queen. Okay, so there is the attack. So now we have to move our queen, but where is best? Where is it? Where would be best to move our queen? Do we go all the way back here? Because the knight can't move, or we, take this bishop. Oh, but then there's a threat there. Okay. So, hmm. I'm really running out of time now. Okay, okay. Where is best to move here? Do I go back? All right, I'm just going to go all the way back since I'm kind of running out of options here. I'm kind of running out of options. They're going to end up running me out of time here. Okay. I thought I had something better there. I didn't realize the knight could go that way. Hmm. Yeah, I think now I'm low on time, and so I don't know. I didn't make very good moves when I was running out of time. And I'm probably a little rusty. I haven't played any games. I don't know. I've been playing games against the bots and winning against, I don't know, 17, 1800. I think I even played some above 2000. So I don't know. It's just strange when you're playing people and then you end up losing against much lower rated people. I mean, maybe the bots program in a bad move, like a blunder. They play really good moves and then they program in a bad move, maybe. Um, anyway, what is their best move? Um, oh, wow. Now they can just push this pawn. Yeah, and then that's going to be awful. Well, wait a minute. If they push that pawn, I can just take this. I can take the knight. And I'll be okay. Hmm. So, what's the obvious move? Just push a pawn here to protect the knight? Maybe that's the most obvious move. Hmm. Yeah, that looks to be the best thing to do, I guess. And then what do I do? Try and move my knight? And attack the queen? I don't know. Yes, of course they play that move. I mean, I don't know why they were thinking so long to play an obvious move. That's why sometimes I'm suspicious of what people might be getting help from a computer or something. All right. Well, what now? What now? Do I just go here? Or I'm just going to run out of time here. All right, I guess I'm doing that. Okay. Now what? Now what? Try that. And it's mate in one. Now he can just move his knight here and mate me. Oh my gosh. I guess that's what you get when you're in time trouble. An awful end game. All right. Well, what's taking him so long? I mean, here's the move. Checkmate right there. Smothered mate. So, just awful. Man, I don't even know why he's waiting so long. Is he looking at the computer here or what? Yeah. Oh my gosh. That was a disaster. All right. Well, I guess the time got me in the end there, which, but if you play better moves, you won't be running out of time. So I'll just have to try and play better on the next one. All right, I'm going to do a game review and see what was going on in this game. Yeah, no wonder. I played at 66.9% accuracy versus 80.7. Yeah, that's an indicator there. Oh my gosh, it says I played at a 1250 level. I don't understand this. It's like I played some of the bots and it was saying I was playing like as high as a 2400 level, and then you have a game like this that's 1250. What? Yeah, if you can see that. All right, I had two great moves. They had one. I only had 7 of the best moves. They had 10. The bad moves. They had 6 inaccuracies. I had 5. They had 4 mistakes. I had 5. I had 1 missed opportunity and 1 blunder. So, yeah, you can see, as the time starts ticking down, I was getting into more and more trouble. But even in the beginning here, it looks like way back here earlier in the game, they had a winning advantage, and then I almost evened it out. I guess I did at one point where I got a slight edge here. All right, well, quick review, and then I'll go back through with the computer and look at the game. So, all right, we played the Caro-Kann. They played a different variation, bringing the knight out early. So here, I should have just captured this pawn. Oh, okay, I couldn't. It was their turn. Never mind. So we'll take a look at that. I don't know. Things could have been better here, and I ended up with a weird... Oh, they didn't like that move. They're saying I should have gone here. Huh. That's interesting. I'm not sure why they wanted me... They're saying best would have been to bring that knight up, and black would have had almost a pawn's worth equivalent advantage by playing that move. Okay. Oh, well, maybe that allows me to bring this up and attack, possibly. It prevents a pin on that knight, if I left the knight there. All right, anyway. So that's a mistake. Now black is ahead here. So I guess I was doing all right in the opening. It's just the middle game. I kind of let my advantage fizzle out, I guess. And it's saying they should have just captured here instead. All right, so that was a mistake, apparently. Opening up, I thought I could get counterplay on the G file, but that's probably what ended up losing me the game, because now it says it's almost +3. Even though material's even, there's a +3 advantage to my opponent. I guess I thought I could get play on the G file, but it really just weakened my king side. And it blocks my bishop out. So it would have been better to just go ahead and, well, let's see here what they recommend. Capture this way, and then from here, this is what it recommends. Now there's a threat of trapping my bishop, so that's not so good. What could I do about that? Probably drop my... I'd have to do something with my knight. I'd have to move my knight out of the way so my bishop could drop back to here. But where? Where to put that knight? My pieces, I kind of let my pieces get uncoordinated. Well, even anyway, if this variation happened, they'd be uncoordinated as well. All right, here we go. So this was a mistake by them, but now they're ahead by +1. Not as big of an advantage as they had. They should have captured here. Okay. So now, yeah, if they would have captured my bishop, I'd recapture with the queen. So let's see. That was not so good. They should have just pushed the pawn forward. That is a great move. So they like that move. So we're doing well right now. We actually, well, they still have a lead, so I guess it's not that great. Okay, that was a mistake. What should I have done instead? I should have brought this rook up immediately. And then what are the moves here? All right, looks like I should have knocked that knight out and then just let them trade bishop for rook. All right. But if they captured here, then I'm forced to capture here. All right, my knight is preventing the queen check here. All right, well, this is stuff I'll look at in the computer analysis here. Yeah, so that's a great move for them. Yeah, and at this point, I slowly just get in more and more trouble. Yeah, they could have brought a rook over and piled up the pressure on this h7 pawn. Oh, this is a blunder here. Apparently it would have been better to go here and keep an eye on that, because now, let's see, they're able to take. And then what should I have done? Well, that is a mistake. It would have been better to drop the knight back and attack the queen. Another mistake. Yeah, so here, yeah, that leads to this smothered mate. I had to go here to cover that, but that's what happens when you have less than 30 seconds left on the clock. All right, so what are we going to do now? I'll look at the computer analysis from the beginning just to double check everything. So we played, we had king's pawn opening, e4, c6, the Caro-Kann now. Caro-Kann defense, bringing the knight out here. So you just continue pushing your pawn like in a normal Caro-Kann. They capture, I capture. So now it's like an exchange variation of the Caro-Kann, I guess. And then this move was not the best. Apparently, developing their other knight would have been better. So now, this is an excellent move, but knight to c6 would have been better, developing a piece. But I thought, well, if I chase him, and then here, developing either knight is the best move. I thought about this move going here, but I didn't know if I want to be left with that isolated pawn if he captures. Then I have an isolated pawn. All right, so that's an inaccuracy. They should have attacked my pawns in the center. So inaccuracy, the other knight up would have been better. So this is a mistake. Apparently, knight to d5 would have been better. Then their best move is to attack, but I can capture en passant like that. Then their knight attacks my knight, and bishop pins. They would break the pin, and then I just develop the other knight up. And then, they develop with their bishop to e2. Okay, back to the game. What actually happened? I made a mistake here. They did not take full advantage of it. It would have been better for them instead to do what? To just capture here. Then I would capture and have a slight edge. They should play bishop to e2, getting ready to castle. Then I just develop the other knight. Then what? We both castle. All right, but in the game, bishop to e2, I castle. They castle, which was a mistake. It would have been better to just capture my knight. Now this is an inaccurate move or a missed opportunity. Once again, I should have played knight to d5. So they attack my center. I should go ahead and knock out their knight, which I did not do. I was so worried about developing a piece, but now they can push forward, gaining space and attacking. So, yeah, I just didn't play this game so great. I probably, should have just maybe went ahead and exchanged pawns in the center, exchanged the knights, traded off some of his attacking force. So, yeah, that is the big mistake of the game right here. That's the worst mistake I made, capturing and wrecking my kingside pawns. So apparently I needed to do that. And then they should play, the computer's calculating here. Looks like bishop to f3. Then I guess this is a weird option. No, now they're saying knight to e7 to back this up. But what if they threaten to go here and attack my bishop? That bishop can't go anywhere. Oh, or no, I have time to capture. If the queen captures, or or whatever they do, I can bring this knight up and guard that. All right. But here, knight to e4, attacking my bishop that way. Oh, so now I would be forced to capture like that. Bishop captures. And then here I should just... They're saying rook to c8 and let them capture. Let his bishop capture this. But I guess if he does that... Well, no. I don't know. That doesn't look like the greatest continuation. Because if I play rook to c8, the bishop is going to capture and attack my rook. That gives me time to move it, I guess, but where? You know, I just move it up and counterattack, maybe to here. The bishop will have to retreat, and then he just gets a pawn out of it. Or I go here, you know, and then I'm targeting this. Okay, but in the game, I play that move. Then this is a mistake. It would have been better to capture. So if they captured, what would I do? I recapture, and then we have queen to h5 is best, or knight to e4 up here with the knight. That might be a little bit better. Huh, okay. But in the game, the bishops are attacking one another. Here I should have played what? Knight up to b4, apparently. Or captured the bishop. So is that the best move? No, that's a missed opportunity. Now they're saying rook to g8 would have been better. Okay, anyway, that's what I did. Now it's saying knight to b4. The computer kind of is undecided and bounces around. All right, a3 was played next in the game. Finally, I capture, but now that's not the best move. It would have been better to develop my other rook. That just helped bring their knight into the game a little better. So not good. This move is okay, you know, because it helps me activate my queen a little bit better. All right, so now queen to g7, threatening mate in 1. It would have been better for them to push their pawn. So this is a great move. Was that the best move in the position? Yes. Okay, now queen takes g4 would be best for white to get the queens off the board. But, you know, he has an attack going, and I thought he was going to immediately try and capture that. And that would not be best. He should have traded off queens. So here, that's the best move. Rook is forced to block. Queen capturing pawn is best. Now queen to h3 would be a good move. This move here is an inaccuracy. And there's a mistake. I should have immediately brought this rook up here. And then what? Rook to f3 would have been the best move. Go here and threaten to, you know, trade off a defender, pile up, you know, help attack my king. Here I should capture the other pawn, it looks like. All right, but in the game, I captured here. They capture. Now rook to g7 is best. Bishop to g5 is the best move, and they found it. Bringing my other rook over would have been better here. Actually, now it's saying queen to b5 would have been best. Queen over to b5, huh, interesting. And then they should play rook to f3, you know, and then they could threaten to pile up with the knight and everything here. All right, in the game, we were in this position. I pushed the pawn. They attacked my queen. That's a mistake, and now I'm actually ahead. Black has a slight edge. Rook to f4 would have been better. You know, bringing the rook up here and then getting ready maybe to swing over and attack my king. So here, queen to c2 is the best move. And instead, I play a blunder. So, well, now it's saying queen to b3. would have been better. So if I do that, h4 is the best move, unless the computer changes its mind. No. Now I should play e3, threatening to fork the two rooks. So knight to h5. Here I should capture. Pawn captures. The rook has to come here to prevent a mate in one. And now we can have this threatening a mate in one here. The rook should come up. Oh, wow. If I go here, the knight could maybe even go here and attack my rook, or here. The knight could move and just attack the rook, maybe. Oh, but then I could attack the queen with my bishop. Huh. Knight to h5. They're saying that's best. Oh, no, I can't attack the queen because it's a mate in one threat. So I would have to play knight to g8, and then knight to f6 could be played again. And it'd be better to go for a draw, because if I captured with the bishop, that's not looking so good, apparently. Because I would capture with the bishop, capture the knight, queen captures with check, rook blocks, but then the other rook can capture here. I mean, anyway, I'm dragging the video out. I don't know if you want to see all this. Feel free to leave comments and let me know what you think. Okay, this was the blunder move right here, because now they capture a pawn. F6 is the best move, but instead I capture, they capture. Now rook's double, which is best. They protect the knight. And then here, that was a mistake because they can just pick that pawn off. So, yeah, now I'm just losing, basically. So instead of that move there, I should have played, what, knight to d8? Oh my gosh, that doesn't look so good either. And then if they play this, that would be best. And then now, can we go here and attack the queen? Does that even work? What about that? No, there's a mate in one. Oh, right here. Okay, so that wouldn't work. So we're forced to capture there. They capture, and it's looking pretty grim. Yeah, we're just kind of losing here. All right, the final moves of the actual game were this. Queen captures. We push a pawn, and of course, it's a smothered mate. Okay, well, stay tuned, in the future for day 100. This was day 163. So day 164 will be coming up. Hopefully I play better, because it looks like my rating dropped 13 points after that loss, which I don't understand that. So I lose, and my rating dropped 13 points. Well, it's a loss, I guess. Their rating went up, what, maybe 7 points or something? All right. Anyway, feel free to leave comments, like and subscribe to support the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and have a super chess day.